All right, so we have the Dolphins at home against the Cardinals, and a lot of these stats for the Dolphins don't have Tua in them because he hasn't really played the last 4 games. But I think looking at the stats, you will find that you would probably bet the Dolphins even if um, Tua wasn't playing. So let's look at the line, which is -3 for the Dolphins, and that's obviously taking in that Tua is going to play. And since they're home, it's going to be a little harder on the Cardinals. They're from Arizona. They're used to the dry heat and not that wet, humid heat in Miami. They haven't been scoring much with 10 points per game, but they should be fine if Tua plays. 20.3 on the defense they're giving up, but the Cardinals have one of the worst defense in the league, giving up 28.5, 265 passing yards per game. Passing yards per attempt is 8 for the defense, the Cardinals. 4.8 on the run. They're better for the run, so everyone's just going to throw against them. The Chargers were stupid because they tried that Jim Harbaugh way of just running the ball, and that does not work against the Cardinals defense. You got to pass it, and they're just not used to doing that. We look more at yards per attempt completely, and that's the Cardinals still with the worst defense. Points per play, the defense is 4.8 to Dolphins 2.4, which is really good for the Dolphins. So they're keeping teams out of the red zone. And points per play for the offense for Dolphins is only 0.9, but that's without Tua, and that should definitely go up. This should be a good, easy game for Tua. It's going to be a lot of throwing, and Hill should have a lot of yards. And if we look at total expected points, 10.7, -10.7 for the Dolphins without Tua, and -11.6. We do the spread out of those two, and it's -1 for the Dolphins, which, um, I mean, I want to make you bet based on those numbers, but Tua's back, so that helps a lot. You're gonna have to look at different numbers for when Tua was in the game. Doesn't mean everything for the Dolphins, but it will give you a better gauge of what's going to happen. If we scroll over here to the game cards, we got 53.5% chance for the Dolphins, and I have them at 67.8% chance if Tua plays. And so that would really up that spread here at -2 for the Dolphins. So you're probably looking at, I don't know, -7, -8 for the Dolphins here. And then points per game, if you mix in offense and defense, the cards are pointing towards the Dolphins. Points per game, passing yards per attempt. They should stay away from running the ball with the Dolphins, and I think they will do that. Points per play, expected points, such as offense, defense, total expected with um, special teams in there. They're better, as I said, because they have that -1 spread. But overall, this is going to be a hard game to gauge just because Tua's been out for a while with that concussion again. And I'm going to take the Dolphins here. I'm going to buy it down to -1 and make that a little easier for the Dolphins. I think they'll pull it out at home in that humidity that Arizona's not used to. But Tua's back. The offense should be just fine throwing the ball. We'll hope he's not too rusty, but like Russell Wilson, he was rusty when he was playing that first half of the game the other night, and the second half he just was back to normal, and the Steelers looked really good with him as quarterback throwing the ball. That's the game for me. Good luck either way you're betting. My name is Jordy. You're watching Betman Sports Betting, and I'll see you in the next video.